Hey, it's Matt Webley here. Hope you're doing all right. So another day is drawing to a close here in Dubai, and I want to talk to you about the evolution of Replit, which is the AI agent that me and my coaching clients are using to build software as a service businesses using AI. Now, I've always backed Replit since the first moment I knew about this whole AI agent revolution with SaaS. And honestly, I had one person after another saying, oh, can we use this? Can we use that? Can we use this? And my answer was always, look, you can use what you want, but I'm using Replit. And the reason why I chose Replit as my AI agent of choice for building software as a service in 2025 was because it dealt with everything. It dealt with the hosting, it dealt with the actual coding, and it was like watching magic happen. And then you can just literally hook a domain name up to it. You've got a landing page, so you can create a sales page, and you can put a paywall on it with Stripe integration, so you can take payments, recurring monthly payments, and you could build and host the software as a service with Replit. Now, I've seen a massive evolution in the few months that we've been building software as a service with AI. Obviously, I've had a business for about 8 years, or a bunch of companies building software as a service with human devs. But like this year, I learned about this AI revolution, and not AI revolution, but like the AI SaaS revolution that is happening right now, and 99% of people don't even know about it. And I jumped on Replit and I stayed true to Replit. I think a lot of the reason why people were using other tools is because essentially they've got a stronger marketing push, higher paying affiliate programs, etc., etc. But as somebody that wasn't incentivized by promoting the highest paying affiliate program, just what was the best tool, I'm like, look, we're going to use Replit. I'm using Replit. Replit's the one. So anyway, Replit Agent 3 has just come out. I think it was this week actually, or last week, the end of last week. But it's just come out in the last few days. And it's pretty astounding, I gotta be honest. So I dropped a PRD into Replit Agent 3 earlier on. So PRD is a product requirements document. It's just a good way to start AI software as a service. So you don't have to do it that way, but it tends to give you better results if you create a PRD in something like ChatGPT or Claude and then drop it into Replit. You could just go straight to Replit and tell it what you want. Like increasingly, you don't need to do it from a different LLM, but like at least over the last few months, best results have come from ChatGPT PRD into Replit. Anyway, I did that. I dropped a ChatGPT created PRD into Replit Agent 3 to see what happened. And it was the usual at first. It was like, I copied and pasted the PRD in there, I hit go, and essentially it started building. And for all intents and purposes, yeah, the evolution of Replit has happened. Like about a week ago maybe, they created a new little selector whereby you could do plan, build, and what was the other one? Plan, build, and something else. I can't remember. But there was like the 3 options came into it. It's cool, it's all right. Edit, was it edit, plan, build and edit? One of them, something like that. Without having a screen in front of me and looking at Replit, I can't tell you. But like, that was a cool little tweak. And there's been lots of little tweaks like that whilst I've been using Replit. But Agent 3 definitely is next level evolution of Replit 3. Now, Replit. So let me tell you what the big change is. And I'm sure there's lots of little changes, but let me tell you what the big change is, the one that really, really changes the game. So essentially, long story short, there's now an agentic browser within Replit that not only, so you do the usual, you drop your PRD in there, it builds your app, and then it goes into testing mode, right? And it starts testing your app and kind of, if you like, self-healing it and looking for problems. So I've been using Comet as an agentic browser an agentic browser is basically, it takes control of your browser and it can see what you can see, and it applies artificial intelligence to the browser window. So I've been dropping onto Facebook and saying, like all these posts, like all these comments, or put a bunch of loves on the stories, or reply to these comments with a PM to do it. And it can literally look at your screen and go, right, okay, I need to try and do this. Now, Comet is great, and it's real forefront of technology. Is it perfect? No, not yet, but it's obviously the worst it's ever going to be, and it's already blows my mind. Well, essentially, imagine an agentic browser like Comet, but put into Replit agent. So you do the PRD, it starts to build your app in front of your eyes, UI, so the front end, the back end, all the code. And interestingly, in Agent 3, which is a new addition, I believe, for Agent 3, you can tell it, build me the front end, or build me the front end and the back end, which I thought was cool. So I had it do the back end and the front end. So it builds your front end, it builds the back end, so the code that goes, that makes it work, so the logic and the code that makes it work, it builds that. And it builds your front end, which is your user interface, and ties the two together. But then it goes, right, I've built it, I'm gonna start like clicking around and doing stuff. So then you see in the agent window, you see essentially an agentic browser open up in the agent window, and you can see the conversation it's having with itself as it clicks around. So it's just built your app based on what you've told it to do, and then it starts testing your app. Now, one of the frustrating things about AI agent SaaS building is that as you're building it, traditionally you've had to click around and see if, does this button work that's meant to work? No, it doesn't work, it gives me an error message, okay? And then you tell the agent, I get an error message when I click this button. Or this is what we've been doing last couple of months or so, or before. I've got an error message when I click this button, fix it. And then sometimes it fixes it, sometimes it doesn't fix it. Plugging Claude code into Replit tends to get to the fix quicker. But just using the agent, that was basically the workflow. You create this feature or create your software and click around, try it in the preview window or try it in a browser window. You'd be clicking around, something's broke, you'd tell the agent it's broke, maybe it fixes it, maybe it doesn't. You'd usually tell it again if it don't fix it on the first attempt, and usually, mostly between those, building it, first fix, second fix, you basically got a mostly working feature, not always, sometimes it would be frustrating to say the least, but most of it was fixed with that three-step kind of process. But now, the agentic browser that's opening up within Replit agent, essentially, I think the idea is it's doing a lot of that process for you. So it's clicking your drop down and selecting stuff and going, well, that didn't work how I expected it to. Do this. And essentially, it's like having an agentic browser with AI plugged into it, testing your app as the Agent 3 builds the app. So kind of magical. Obviously, all the tools are, all the AI agents and all the AI SaaS building tools are essentially in a war with each other, an arms race. They're all trying to be the best tool, trying to be better than the other tool. I already feel like, from what I could see, the others had better marketing maybe, but Replit has been the more robust tool, especially for somebody that doesn't want to deep dive into code, that doesn't have a technical background. So a non-technical SaaS founder can pick up Replit and use it from start to finish with the deployment and everything. And that's how it was. And that is always, it's been at the forefront. While other people have been saying, whoa, can I use this? Can I use that? Should I use this? And pushing these other tools, Replit has been there as the daddy, as the granddaddy of the AI agents. They just offered a really weak, and still offer a really weak affiliate program that's not worth promoting. You get a little bit of credits. So it's like, it's not even worth promoting, which is where they are missing a trick, because if they gave affiliates a little bit of a bump, they'd push it more and you'd get that branding effect for Replit. But the bottom line is they're focusing on the product. and they're promoting it in other ways, going on podcasts. The founder is promoting it really well, kind of organically-ish. So the others have got great marketing teams, and they're doing a really good job pushing it that way. But Replit is starting to really shine. And I'm glad, because I backed the right horse. That's how it feels. I backed the right horse. And my students now, my coaching clients, my mentees, they're not going to be all like, oh, I wish we could use Lovable Agent 3. No, they're happily using Agent 3 in Replit and enjoying the trappings of war that Replit has brought by essentially being an epic tool. So yeah, if you've not used Agent 3 yet, you really should. I haven't seen anything else like it in one of these other AI agent SaaS building tools. I've not seen it. I'm not saying that it's not out there, but I've not seen it. And the way it's integrated, it's just really nice. I can't remember if it said it will self-run for 200 minutes. I think that's what Replit said. I've not done that yet. I had it build the PRD and started this agent process, and I was like, this is going to be expensive. It's going to be really expensive. I can't remember how much it cost me, but it's like really cheap, like maybe 60 cents for maybe 5 minutes, which I thought was really cheap anyway. It finished what it was doing. It built me this. What I was building is a real estate listing generator, just as an example of some software as a service that normal people could look at and go, oh yeah, I can understand that being valuable to estate agents or realtors. I can imagine that being useful. I can imagine real estate guys wanting to use that. So I was building it. It took 5 minutes. The MVP, it only worked with Zillow and Rightmove, which are the biggest sites in the US and UK for listing real estate. But it's like, it did it. And whilst I didn't leave it to run doing the agentic testing, I left it to run a while, but I didn't leave it to finish it. But it was finding out errors, and it was fixing them, and it was a glorious thing to watch. So yeah, if you've not already tried it, Agent 3 has quantum leaped ahead of the competition, in my opinion. They'll all be copying, they'll all be chasing that. It's an AI arms race. I feel like I backed the right horse. I feel like my students are going to be really glad that they use Replit. It's just getting better. I saw people about 3, 4, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, like mostly coders in things like Reddit, bleating about how you can't push production quality software out with these AI agents. They've got to say that. But honestly, if that was ever the case, it's definitely not anymore. And as time goes on, with these things like this agentic testing tool, it's like, I don't know, it's becoming a no-brainer to build software as a service businesses using AI agents. It's the biggest gold rush of our time. There's no better opportunity. There's no better opportunity for normal people, everyday folk, to build real-life businesses using AI from scratch with no coding technical ability, no experience, just from scratch. There's nothing like it. You can build a real tool, a real software tool, subscription-based SaaS that solves a real problem for business owners or consumers, and you can do it all with AI. Watch the last video of Jack. Look how full-featured that software is that he's knocked up in 2 months using AI agents, zero code, no coders. Look at it. It's awesome. Or look at James, another video I did on this channel, interview with Jack and James. They're both my one-to-one students, and James has knocked up some software from scratch using AI agents. Epic. And you can see, they share what they've been doing. You can see there what they've built. So there's no denying it. Epic software from scratch using AI agents with no technical abilities, no AI abilities, no code experience or anything like that. No code, just AI agents. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Try Replit Agent 3. It's epic.